Hello and welcome to Comprehension Points Video Snark. Read bad books so that you don't have to. I'm continuing my review of Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. Not the first video, go check out the others, links are posted below, chapter 41. Adam tells Juliet how to drive. Adam tells me the right pedal is for gas, the left is to brake. I have to shift into D for drive. I use the steering wheel to turn. There are mirrors to help see behind me. Did we need this driver's ed lesson? As you can imagine, Juliet is a bad driver, but they manage to get back to where they left Kenji and James. Once they get there, Juliet says that she doesn't want for James to see his brother hurt like this, but that is stark enough that it should hide Adam's injuries enough. Juliet goes to get Kenji and James. Kenji is glad to see them, still in one piece. Although he was also shot in the leg, at least he's in good enough condition and agrees to drive. Later, Adam starts to become feverish. Juliet tries to find a coat, but all they have are sweaters, so she decides to slice the sweaters up to drape over him. I don't know why she had to slice the sweaters apart, but okay. As they're going, Kenji remarks at how weird it is that nobody is following them, especially because they're driving when nobody is supposed to be out. Juliet questions Kenji's actions before he blacked out, and he confirms that he went into the field where the power plant used to be, and thus his tracking serum was disabled. However, this still doesn't answer the question as to why Kenji was conveniently carried to the one person who would know him. This makes Adam once again question what Kenji was actually doing there, but yet they're still going to go meet Kenji's friend. I know that they felt like they were all out of options, but I feel like anything would be better than going with somebody that they admit that they can't trust. Kenji then randomly talks about the Juliet-Adam relationship, which, okay, thought that we'd already established that he knew that they were a couple, but sure, let's waste time with this. Chapter 42. They get to where Kenji had told them about. Juliet describes the entrance to the underground parking garage as downright impossible to find, so I get why Adam felt like they needed to bring Kenji along. Once inside, Juliet tells the raiders that Adam is in a bad way, and Kenji says that he'll go get the medical personnel, which, he just said that he knew a guy, never any mention of some freaking literal underground society. He also admits that he gave James a sleeping pill, which is somehow more upsetting to Juliet than the knowledge of this society, for some reason. Juliet waits out in the car, and a few minutes later some medical people come and take Adam away. She tries to go with them, but Kenji stops her, but he suddenly starts acting different than how he had been before. Juliet can't even articulate to the readers about this, just that he's different. But she feels almost trapped and keeps demanding to know what's going on. Chapter 43. Juliet wakes up later and finds herself not only having been clean, but also naked, and considering Warner having insulted her in a previous chapter, danger, Will Robinson! However, the idea of having been taken advantage of never crosses Juliet's mind, which I think pisses me off even more. I want to be so naive and innocent of the horrors of the world that being drugged and molested never crosses my mind when I wake up naked in a strange location. Having taken account of her own physical well-being, Juliet then examines where she is, some sort of prison cell. This book has been nothing but Juliet being traded around like a baseball card, hasn't it? A man comes in but refuses to answer any of Juliet's questions, and said he insists on getting answers about Juliet's physical well-being, which, I get it, but can you not see that the girl is panicked out of her mind? He agrees to answer Juliet's questions after she answers his. He's really hung up over how Juliet doesn't know what color her eyes are, but doesn't even bat an eyelash when she tells him that the last time she looked at herself in a mirror was over 3 years ago. They have this super tedious back and forth about how it is that they cleaned her with a stupid simple answer: gloves. The doctor also tells her that she hurt Kenji when he tried to knock her out. Kenji comes in after a bit, and for some unholy reason, Juliet is happy to see him. I don't know what's happening here, but from where I'm standing, Kenji sold them out. But Juliet feels like she owes Kenji an apology. Their banter is friendly, almost borderline flirtatious from Kenji's end. Not like Kenji knocked Juliet out less than 24 hours earlier. It's honestly kind of frustrating how casual that Juliet is acting about this entire thing. Chapter 44. Kenji tells the doctor that somebody named Castle wants to see Juliet. The doctor gets angry when Juliet expresses confusion over everything and chews Kenji out for not having told Juliet anything. Kenji defends his decision by saying that Juliet wouldn't have come with him, probably for good reason, because this sounds like Juliet went from being kept prisoner by a madman to being kept prisoner by a madman. But after Juliet asks for some clues, Kenji chews out the doctor, who introduces himself finally as Winston. Winston, Warner, I'm honestly not seeing much of a difference here. Even their names are kind of the same. I know that Winston is some kind of bit player to this Castle figure. but still. Oh, and because this book wasn't bad enough, we have to be openly racist to Japanese people, apparently. So what's Moto mean? Winston rolled his eyes. Nothing. It's just a nickname. His last name is Kishimoto. He gets mad when we chop it in half. Gets sensitive about it. Well, why do you chop it in half? He snores. Because it's hard as hell to pronounce. It's not hard to pronounce. You're just a racist. Thanks for listening to my book Snark on YouTube. New videos are up every Monday, but stick around because sometimes I drop random videos on other days too. Just as a reminder, even if you can't financially support me, there are other ways to support me. The first is watching this video as well as all of my other videos. It's also important to like and subscribe. Finally, you can share this video with all of your friends so that they can help as well. If you're already caught up with all of my videos, you can go to Tumblr for my main book Snarks, always free and updated every morning. And if you've already read all of my main Snarks, then you can find even more Snarks on my Patreon. You can access it for $1 a month. Plus, you also get early access to my main Tumblr Snark. Special thanks to Dawn, Phoebe, and Nikki for supporting me on Patreon already. If you want to hear your name in my video next week, either support me on Patreon or make a one-time donation. Do you like my Snark so much that you want me to snark your writing? I do that too. For just $3 per chapter, I will tell you how awful that your writing is. But not to worry if you feel like you couldn't take the criticism. I also offer regular book editing as well. $3 for every 5,000 words. You can contact me on any of my social media platforms if you have further questions. If you want to read some of the things that I've written, you can purchase my works on Amazon. I have a slew of erotic short stories and one full-length novel. I also sometimes run flash sales on my stories, and if you don't follow me on any social media, you might want to do that just so you know when I might be offering more things for free. Links for everything will be posted below. See you next week, guys.